listening yes. Yan.
Okay, and then I'll allow lang din po pala screen sharing. So ayun, Josh, we'll start what is enthalpy. So and then how do we get enthalpy of reaction? Then from there, we'll have this discussions, set of discussions. So we'll start with the ways of calculating delta H net reaction. Of course, you know this already. Ilabas mo yung thermodynamic data table mo kasi gagamitin mo siya later. So, kasi energies of formation eh. So, babalikan lang natin what are energies of formation. So, pwedeng ang mag-set ako dyan sa'yo na pagawin kita ng isang reaction na ano yung give me the formation reaction, let's say, of CH4. Can you still recall how to write ano formation reaction?
1 mole po of
Sure,
the,
ma'am.
1 mole po of the,
Sige, try mo.
Repeat ka para ano. Sigurado.
Pero Sir later and Josh, hahaba ito kasi syempre mag-explain pa kaya no, i-discuss ko pa yan eh.
Opo.
Parang mag-aano rin ako, magkakaroon ako ng interaction with Josh na 'di ba, if we have this formation reactions, Josh, you always remember you'll only have 1 mole of the product and then ayan. So there's also an importance yan katulad nito, kung spontaneous po ito, parang Josh, what's wrong with your equation? Kasi dapat energy formation ito eh. So may kulang ka. Ano kaya kulang mo, Josh? Need to indicate. Yan, very good. O, di ba alam niyo na po, there's standard states.
Opo.
Right, form and then hydrogen gas will be in its diatomic form and then you'll now form CH4. This time it's always 1 mole. So it's like it's quite different from what we have learned from balancing chemical equations wherein you need to have whole number na coefficients. Sometimes you'll have coefficients na fractions. Ayan, ito, alam mo siya, right? So, yan. And then, pag dito na Josh, ayan, ito. Siguro yung 1, iga-guide kita. Pero pagkadating sa 2, you'll solve this alone. Okay? Na-solve na natin to. Similar lang din siya. Yun nga lang. Pa-check nga Josh, hanapin na natin yung data ha, baka kasi walang data dyan sa'yo. May magnesium solid ka dyan. Ay, 0 ito. Definitely. Sige, go ahead. N2O5.
wala po kasi
Alam ko.
zero na naman lahat.
Alam ko N2O5 ang wala dyan eh. Can you search for N2O5? Para hanapin ko na.
Meron po. N2O5 ano po? Gas, ayun.
Ano ba to? Ano yung binigay ko? N2O5 gas? Meron?
Meron po.
Okay, how about NO2?
The standard enthalpy. Ay, yung HF.
Delta H not F. Yes.
11.3.
Make sure na may ano.
Abo,
Okay.
11.3.
MgO. How about MgO? Ay, sorry. MgO.
Negative 601.6.
Okay, sige. Okay na yan. I'm pretty sure this substances for number 2, meron yan. So, eto, alam mo naman na to eh. Yan. Sasabihin ko, itatanong ko din sa'yo ano yung formula for this. Of course, you know this already. Products minus reactants. Huwag kang kabahan. Kayang-kaya mo to. Parang isipin mo lang, nagdi-discuss lang tayo. Nagsasagot ka lang ng practice set.
Hindi, kaya yung sa ano nga po, yung sa ang tawag doon?
By the way, pag dito Josh ha, iaano ko to, I'll let you share a screen para ikaw yung mismong nagsosolve. Kasi I really want to highlight, sir, na at for this recording, Josh is doing on his own already.
Opo.
Kailangan may independence eh,
Opo.
yung bata eh.
Kung ano po, sa tatanungan niyo po ako, saan po ako pinaka nakakabahan pag yung sa, ang tawag doon, yung comprehensive.
SS Law?
Yung sa comprehensive.
Oh, don't worry, it's on February 19th pa.
Ano pa yun?
Naka-review mo na rin to sa comprehensive
Sabi ko
test.
sa kanya, sir, at least na-review ka na sa thermodynamics.
Thermo. Yeah. Oo. Though ang kinetic, sir, wala yan eh. Sa second
Ay, wala, sa
compre
next
niya
pa
na
pala.
lang po
Yes,
yun. Oo, yun. Tapos, ayan, proceed lang po tayo, sir. Ayan. So, ayan na, may mga, syempre, Josh, it's like we'll be doing our normal thing na nag-uusap and then asking questions. I want to highlight kasi sir, as ano na, parang I'm really used with kids na mataas din yung level. Gusto ko kasi talaga sir mapakita that Josh is really independent na with these topics. Kasi totoo naman talaga siya na hindi naman na siya bago with these topics, and we've been discussing this for quite some time, yung thermodynamic kasi per ano po ito, foundation. And at the same time, you had already your practice set, Josh. Nag-exam pa nga tayo, right? May bago akong prepare pa na exam for thermodynamic so that you can have this solid foundation talaga. Kaya just believe in yourself, okay? So while we are recording, just show some paano ba to, confidence, and you know what, yung alam mo yung parang may conviction ka when you answer, ha? So yon.
Maybe.
Okay, so of course may sagot diyan. No, nasagutan na natin to, Josh. Thermodynamic natin. And then we'll proceed with the Hess's law. So syempre tanong-tanong ako diyan sa iyo. State function siya. So kunwari pwede ko ipa-differentiate diyan sa iyo yung state and path function. Can you still recall them?
State and path function.
State.
It doesn't care whether how it happened. It just cares about the final result. And then the path function.
Or hindi, initial and final results. Kasi state siya. Okay?
But then the path function requires it sort of has to know which how did it
Correct.
like that.
Did it arrive in that situation or in that state? So yeah, you're really good naman eh. So you know this already kasi as a teacher din, alam ko, may tiwala ako sa mga estudyante ko na I taught these kids or I taught you well. Kaya alam kong masasagutan mo to. Okay, and then we'll discuss with Hess's law. The first example for Hess's law is quite a simple one. You've already answered this. Definitely masasagutan mo din yan. Okay? So nasagutan mo na yan. And then, this is quite more difficult and more na it will require more critical thinking, something like that, or logic to answer this. And then we'll proceed with calorimetry. Can you still recall this? Favorite mo din yata to eh. So, ayan. So I'll just discuss, parang meron tayong very small na review for constant volume calorimetry.
Bakit po wala pong tubig sa labas ng, or is that really just the bomb?
This is another design. Bomb yan, bomb calorimeter.
Kasi bakit po may extra na hindi naman kailangan na parang may...
For insulation.
May insulation, sorry po. Kala ko
yeah. Ito yung pinaka-bomb mo. Ito, yung metal. So this is your bomb, and then this will be your water tank. So, or water container wherein your bomb will be submerged, and then this will be for insulation. Okay, so, and then, of course, itatanong ko dyan, bakit hindi equal ang delta H sa Q reaction pag bomb constant volume? Kasi ang nami-measure talaga natin ay, what? Can you recall?
Delta U.
Very good. Or the change in internal energy, not the change in
Tapos
enthalpy.
you need to use yata po yung moles. You have to change.
Yes, correct. Delta RT, delta N gas. Okay, yan. That's the reason why ibibigay ko to. Like, kunwari, if you will notice here, mayroon tayong part ng equation, yung Q water, right? Tsaka yung Q bomb. Yung Q calorimeter mo, right? Pero these two can be easily combined so that you can have the heat capacity of the calorimeter. So this time we'll be getting the heat capacity. If you will see here, ang kailangan mo kasi dito, ayun, ito na siya. Heat capacity, right? So, yeah. So to get the heat capacity without parang measuring water, ganyan, yung pa isa-isa, we can use a standard substance. Yung alam natin yung delta U. Naalala mo to? Yung ang standard natin ay si benzoic acid, right? So si benzoic acid, ang standard delta U value niya is negative 3,225.7. So how will you get the C calorimeter? So ang gagawin mo lang, kung ano man yung delta U ng standard mo, which is benzoic acid usually, you just multiply that with the given moles ni benzoic acid. So, alamin mo na yung formula ni benzoic acid. So, nare-recall mo kung anong formula ni benzoic acid?
It's benzene and then OH. So it's ano ba? C6H5COOH.
Very good. O, di ba? C6H5COOH. Ito, ganito siya, di ba? So,
Okay.
this is benzoic acid. Correct. C6H5COOH. O, di ba? Alam mo naman siya eh. So, that's your benzoic acid. So, kung ano man yung mass nito, Josh, convert mo lang into moles, tapos i-multiply mo dito sa delta U niya. Tapos, i-over mo sa delta T. Kapag nagka-calibrate ka, usually, Josh, ganito yan pag constant volume. Dalawa yung set of data mo. Una is for calibration nung mismong calorimeter. C-calorimeter. Okay? Tama. Yan yung per set. Tapos after nun, pag nakuha mo na kasi yung C-calorimeter, you can easily get the delta U of combustion by having QV over N, and QV is equal to C-calorimeter times delta T. Kasi ito, na-derive mo na siya dito. So parang ito, experimental data set 1. Data set 1 mo to. And then, ito yung data set 2 mo. Ang data set 2, nandito na yung sample mo. Ngayon, like what we're doing nung last time, di ba delta U combustion ang nakuha mo, internal energy.
So technically po, the delta U of combustion does not care if what the sample you're burning is. Kasi wala naman po ako
Yeah. As long as nag-burn siya kaya lang ang yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa Josh, as long as nagko-combust yung material, okay yung yung bomb calorimeter. Paano kung hindi siya nagko-combust, 'di ba? 'Di ba may mga non-combustible materials? Yun yung problem mo. Hindi mo ngayon makukuha ang delta U nun using a bomb calorimeter. So we can approximate it naman via constant pressure. Yun siya. Kaya 'di ba delta U kasi ano kuha natin eh.
Constant pressure, pero kung nasunog naman calorimeter.
Yan, exactly. Kasi combustion ang usual na natin eh, na nakukuha dito eh. So, ayan. Then, if you will recall, papatanong ko lang sa'yo, Josh, anong relationship ni H and U? Naalala mo pa? H is equal to?
H is equal to U
plus PV. Diba naalala mo to? And PV is equal to what? So, diba, ano ang constant dito, Josh?
Constant V.
Correct, constant V. So, magiging ano to actually, ang changing talaga dito ay yung pressure eh. PV eh, right? But parang ganito na lang. You recall, parang ano ko lang siya. What is the formula for PV?
nRT.
So, nRT. Pero ang R mo constant, ang temperature mo naman constant. So, sino ang pwedeng magbago? Ito lang. Kaya ang mangyayari dyan, delta H is equal to, once you have changing na, kasi magiging changing to lahat, right? Yan. Magkakaganito yan. Delta PV. Okay? So, this whole delta PV yan, is equal to delta nRT. So, magiging ganito siya. Delta U plus RT delta N gas. Or actually, pwede mong isulat din na parang delta U plus delta N gas RT. Para kitang-kita na PBNRT to. Okay? Diba? Ano siya? Yun din yun. So, delta PV is equal to delta N gas RT. So, therefore, we can derive this equation. So, ngayon, gaano ka-important tong equation na to, Josh, This is what we want kasi. Diba, ang usually na nire-report natin ay enthalpy of reaction. So that we can appreciate its exothermic and endothermic. So ngayon, from delta U, na-convert mo na siya ngayon into...
Delta N gas po yung products minus reactants na...
Very good, yes. Siya yung change mo. Kunwari, ang combustion mo kasi, di ba, laging ganito. So let's say CH4 gas plus CO2, plus CO2.
The gas is H2O considered the gas or a liquid in that?
Yes, gas. Kaya titignan mo yung problem. Gas. Kailangan gas yan. Anong mabubuo nating products, Josh?
CO2 and and the H2O.
Okay, good. Balance ba to? Of course, hindi, di ba? So, copy mo lang yan, then half mo to, then balance the oxygen. So, lalagyan ko ng 2 dito. Tama ba? Balance na natin.
Opo.
Yes, correct. Balance na siya. So, ngayon, tignan mo, get mo yung delta N gas dito.
2 plus 1 minus 2
Oh,
equals 1.
so, 3 minus, 3 minus 3 to, no?
Opo, 0.
Okay. Kapag ganito, alam ko, ang mga problem dito, ginagawa nila yata itong liquid. Sorry.
Ha?
Pag ganyan kasi, mag-iiba na yan. Okay? So, sige, try mo. What happened?
1 minus 3 equals negative 2.
Problem, ha? Kasi kapag ganito, 0 yung delta N gas mo eh. Okay? So, magiging almost equal ngayon si delta U and delta H. Pero if you will wait for water to form, ayun, mag-iiba yan. So, 1 minus 3 yan. So, you'll have a negative 2 here.
So, time plays a factor po inside that, in changing the delta H combustion and the delta E combustion.
Actually, in reality, Josh, hindi naman na. As in, diretso na yan. Na ano naman eh, kasi nako-compensate na nung eventually, di ba pag dumalamig, kasi you wait din naman eh. Yeah, correct. Apparently, yes, time is also a factor kasi you need to wait din when the temperature will stabilize. Kasi up down yung temperature or pabago-bago siya. Hanggang mag-stable siya. So, may ano yan, parang at least sa lab, at least thrice na reading mo na pare-parehas na siya. Na kunwari nag-read ka. Pag ginagawa namin itong mga experiment, let's say nag-read ka ngayong oras na to. So, ang susunod mong reading dapat, let's say after 3 minutes to 5 minutes. Pag yun pa rin nakuha mo, edi okay na yun. Tapos after 3 to 5 minutes, yun pa rin nakuha mo, ibig sabihin, that is the temperature of your system already. Kung gas pa siya, into liquid form na. Yep, ganun siya. So, eto yung mangyayari, Josh. So, check lang din natin.
Nakita ko po ito eh. When I saw biphenyl, I saw. Biphenyl?
Ayan, that is biphenyl. Kaso lang, kailangan nating malaman kung ano nga yung mga, dapat malinaw dito eh. Check ko lang ha, basahin ko lang.
Did you know?
Okay. Dapat malaman natin dito kung ano yung, ano nga ito? States ng na-produce na product. Enthalpy of combustion.
I think syempre po, CO2 lang po yung gas.
Wait lang ano nga ito? Bomb calorimeter yan, no? Constant.
Tsaka meron pala pong problem yung sa constant pressure.
Okay, wait lang ha. Double check ko lang. Okay, ito yun. Okay. Solid si biphenyl, lagyan natin yung problem para at least, alam mong solid si biphenyl kasi winay mo na siya eh. Though, ang mga gases pwede rin naman i-wait. Wait lang ha, edit ko to.
Ano niyo po alam yung kung biphenyl is actually solid?
Ako, personally, alam ko kasi ang biphenyl ay solid. Pero, ang another idea mo dyan is kapag usually winiweigh, parang mabilis mong i-assume solid yung sample. Though, ang benzene kasi liquid siya. Pero kapag naging biphenyl na siya, ayun, dahil sa intermolecular force of attraction, nagiging stronger siya. Yung hydrophobic interaction tsaka yung van der Waals forces, it will make your biphenyl band together or they will aggregate together, forming a stronger, stronger na IMFA compared to the benzene alone. So, making your biphenyl solid. So, lagyan ko na lang ng a sample of solid biphenyl para malinaw. Yan. Para pag gumawa ka ng reaction later, Josh, alam mo siya. Okay, so may mga states tayo. Okay lang yan kasi wala pa naman tayong organic eh. Don't have an idea po for organic. What we want kasi is to deliver the thermodynamic concept. So, wait, producing blah blah blah. So, in a separate calibration experiment, blah blah blah, weighing. Okay, yung K gagawin ko na tong degree Celsius para at least familiar na tayo. Wala na tayong babaguhin. Degree C. Okay. And then, isa-separate. Tapos, degree C dito. Na nga. Ayan. Tapos, for combustion ito. For benzoic acid, the heat of combustion at constant pressure is known to be 3226. Okay.
Even a ladder anywhere, will you be
3225.7. This is supposed to be a constant volume to. Yan.
Inis ko lang. Kung magkiklik ba?
Okay, delta U. The heat of combustion is per megajoule. Okay, use this information. Use this information to determine the producing a temperature rise of 1.91 degrees. Take note that fuel form gaseous CO2 and liquid water H2O. Ayan. Bali, ito na yung mangyayari. Ito na yung makikita mo, Josh, kanina. Para mag-guide ka. So, let me, return lang. Ito. Yan. Guided ka na ang combustion reaction mo, solid C bipenyl, tapos you'll have a gaseous oxygen. Tama? For combustion. Ang mabubuo mo sa combustion ay gaseous carbon dioxide tsaka liquid water. Kasi sa thermodynamic kasi, kailangan natin i-indicate to eh. Kasi di ba parang kung nag-reaction tayo dati, yung chemical reactions, laging gas-gas tong mga to eh. Okay? So ngayon, ang gagawin mo, liquid seawater. So that you'll have a difference in delta N gas. Okay, so I think we're good with this one. Tapos after nun, constant pressure lang. So ang pinaka-example dito will be the acid-base reaction.
So meron akong problema dyan. So for some reason, determine the heat of solution of NaOH solid. Is it technically Q reaction?
QD solution. 'Di ba? Tinawag na natin to. Nung sa solution tayo, 'di ba?
Ano po, lattice energy?
No need. Hindi mo kailangan ng lattice energy dito dahil ang gagamitin mong pang-calculate ay yung galing sa calorimetric data. Kasi may data ka sa calorimetry, right?
Basically po para siyang counterpart ng Q reaction?
Hindi, siya yung counterpart ng Q reaction kasi walang reaction na nangyari. Pero ang nangyari ay dissolution. Okay? Or Q solution. Pwede rin siyang, di pala ito, Q dis, parang pangit din. Ayan. Ito yung usual, Q solution. Okay, yan yung hinahanap mo. So parang ang gagawin mo lang dito, Josh, is you have the water, tapos merong kang temperature change, so delta T ka na. So paano mo makukuha yung Q solution? So ang Q solution dito will be what? So ayan. Ayan, ito. Oo, correct. Ito. Negative Q water plus Q cal siya. Ito. Okay? Yan yung susundan mo. Siyempre, alam mo na kung paano gagamitin yung Q water. So, ano lang naman yun, heat capacity ni water. Q water rather is, gagamitin mo lang heat capacity ni water, delta T, tsaka yung mass ni water. Yung sa Q cal naman, yung calorimeter, C delta T lang yun. So, ito lang yun, times sa change in temperature. So, once you get that, ano mangyayari? May Q solution ka na. Ang gusto mo, heat of solution. So, delta H not solution. So to get that, you'll have Q solution lang over N. So sino yung N? Ayun. Kaya kukunin mo rin yung molar mass dyan ng sodium hydroxide. I think you're familiar with this, right?
Periodic table. Opo.
Naalala mo ta? Okay. Ayun, tapos na tayo. So after nyan, lalagyan ko lang siguro to ng special slide siguro ha, Josh. Para at least alam natin na stop na yung recording. Lagyan ko lang po ng space slide.
Yung slide na po, lagyan niyo po ng yung tawag. Nakalimutan ko.
Ha?
Nakalimutan ko yung lahat papalalagay.
Wait lang. How do I duplicate? Okay, duplicate slide. Tapos para stop tayo siya. Okay. Yan.
Number 3
And
yan.
then shucks. Slide. Okay, ayan. Then let me go back to my presentation. So ayan, pagka nag-queue na to, parang ito yung queue natin. Tapos na yon. So sabihin ko na okay, so that's it. So the run is we've already discussed and taken the review for enthalpy of reactions. Pwede nating i-cut na yung yung video, sir. Okay na po yun. Tapos we'll proceed with charan. Ito medyo mas mahaba siguro discussion natin kasi very fresh sa ito, Josh. Okay? So reaction order. So I'll start first with rate law dito. So parang i-define lang natin yung rate law. So tatanong-tanong ako diyan kung ano yung meaning ng paano mo makukuha yung overall reaction order, 'di ba? At least you know this already, yung pag aadin mo yung mga exponents, right? Ng mga substance mo. So we just need to establish lang the rate law. Kasi ito yung kukunin natin for every order of reaction. So, ayan, more on lang din to. Review ng chemical kinetics. So, medyo familiar ka pa dito kasi bagong-bago lang to. And we're actually not yet done with the reaction kinetics. So, yan. So, pag may time pa tayo, hopefully we'll finish the reaction kinetics today or tonight rather. So, ayan. Ito, alam mo na to, dagi siyang kinukuha experimentally, etc. Ngayon, pag nag-first order reaction na tayo, Josh, medyo kakaiba yung slide ko kasi nilipat ko na yung mga integrated rate law, etc. So, yung definition, Josh, from the definition, we'll get the differential rate law. Sige nga, can you give me the differential rate law for first order? So, define mo lang. Ayan, the rate is proportional to the concentration of one of the reactants. So, let's say, ito yung reaction mo, A going to products. How can you express the rate of A or the rate of the reaction? Okay, or equals sa rate. So, yung rate, using calculus, it's actually the change in concentration of A over time. Pero bigla kong pwede kong sabihin sa yan, since A is a reactant, what happens to your A? Ano nangyayari sa concentration ng A mo since it's a reactant?
It gets reduced over time.
Okay, good. So, dapat may kulang ka dun sa symbol mo. It should be correct. So, tapos pwede kong i-write yan. Igagay naman kita, don't worry. That will be negative dA over dt equals Ka. Ngayon, ito ngayon yung rate law na, differential rate law natin, right? Tapos, anong gagawin mo? From differential rate law, sasabihin ko sa'yo, from the differential rate law, we need to derive the integrated rate law. So, you'll be sharing your slide na. Okay? Mag-share ka ng slide mo and then i-derive natin. So, yun yung na-practice natin last time. So, ganun lang yung mangyayari for every order. So, sa second order, ganun ulit. We'll derive the differential rate law. Tapos, magiging integrated rate law. So, mag-ano ka lang, integral. You can also, we'll solve pala this one. Ito, na-solve mo na to eh. First order reaction siya, di ba? So, determine the rate constant. Anong ginagawa natin dito? Naalala mo to? How do you solve this?
Ah, gagawin niyo po yung nasa calculator?
Correct, linear regression. So, the term is linear regression. You follow this one. So, anong gagawin mo? Ang y-axis mo will be L and R, ang x mo ay T.
What is
So,
R?
ito,
Reactant?
ln A siya sa atin eh. Okay? Ito yon. Gagawin mo lang ln tong mga to ha. So, of course, you know already how to use your calcu and perform linear
Ba't para
regression.
po nahulog yung LN?
Pero ln yan. ln. Okay? So, and later I'll fix my writings para maayos din siya sa recording. Tapos Josh, this is a new problem. Tara, new problem siya. Pero don't worry, madali lang din siya. So, I'll guide you lang. Tingnan mo, cobalt 60, 'di ba? Like what we mentioned nung radioactive tayo. Na ang half-life niya ay 5.27 years. So, you need to calculate the mass of cobalt 60 that remains from 0.01 gram sample of the nuclide after 1 year. So, HASLab. So, parang meron ka originally 0.01 gram ni cobalt 60. After isang taon, ilan na lang yung mass niya. So, ang goal mo lang dito, Josh, to make this one short, calculate mo muna yung K. Di ba, makukuha mo yung K from the formula ni half-life, right? So, ayan o. Makukuha mo yung K. Pag nakuha mo na yung K, you can use this formula, negative KT plus LNAO, which is your, ano ito? Integrated rate to, right? That's your integrated rate to. Tama? So, makakuha mo na kagad to. So, ito lang. Substitution na lang yan eh. Okay. And then, you'll have the second order na. So, ipapa-derive ko lang din yan. Na-derive na natin to dyan. Sa practice pa nga natin yung third. Gusto mo ba? May theoretical na parang third order after ni zero order? Naalala mo yun?
Opo.
Pwede. Para at least, di ba, we can practice na ano rin. Talagang ma-highlight din. Ang maganda dito, Sir Jay, na-highlight din yung mathematical skills niya. Kasi this requires calculus eh. So ano na siya, combo siya sa actually, sir. May chem, may science, tapos may stat pa nga eh kasi we're doing linear regression. So pwedeng ipa-recall ko diyan ano yung R squared doon and then i-explain ko in reality R squared is your correlation coefficient or linear correlation coefficient so that we can actually say that the line is straight line. Ano nga yung minimum number of lines natin, Josh? At least 3.
At least
Pag R squared.
Diba? Maximum number of lines. Bakit po 3 lang? Parang malapit na po yung 0.999 eh.
Pwede rin 0.99 no. Minsan kino-consider na namin yung 0.99. Do kasi para sa kinetics kasi, 'di ba 3 orders ito? 'Di ba pag binigyan ka ng set of data, Josh? 'Di ba gagawin mo isa-isa? Naalala mo 'yon? Yung gagawin natin isa-isa. Tapos kung sino yung may pinaka-closest na R squared na 0.999, siya yung order of reaction. So that's the reason why it's very important na 0.999 talaga yung makuha mo. Kasi it means it fits that order. Okay? So generally naman, kapag maayos yung set of data mo sa mga reaction orders, naglilinear talaga siya. In one of the 3 orders, yung graph. Then, from second order, solve lang natin to. Na-solve na natin to last time kasi gagamitin lang natin yung integrated rate law niya. And then, we'll proceed with the zero order. So, zero order mo na explanation lang ito. Then, tapos, may summary. Tapos, sasabihin ko, theoretically speaking, we can have third order. So, actually, or pwede mong itanong yon kung third order. So, actually, parang ginawa lang natin last time, di ba? Ikaw yung nagtanong nun eh, if we will have third order. Sabi ko, theoretically speaking, yes. So, if you want that, let's derive the integrated rate law. Okay, so we can derive that. Then, we'll do calculus. Siguro share ka na lang din ng screen mo na. And then, isa na lang yung example dito, we'll derive or will determine what is the rate, what is the reaction order of this reaction. So, ano ba siya? First order ba siya? Second order? And then we'll derive the rate constant and we'll write the rate law. So, ito yung naalala mo yung inisa-isa natin. Kung ito ang x mo, ito y mo, di ba? Ito yung first set mo. Tapos, ang susunod will be x, y, tapos ln y. Para i-test, ito zero order, ito first order. Yan. Wait lang, Josh, ha? Saglit lang po. Ayun, pasensya na po. Ayan. So, LNY. So, this is for to test your first order reaction. Kapag hindi pa rin tama yan, you'll now have 1 over A. Yan. That will be, or 1 over Y. That will be your third set. So, yan. Ngayon, Josh, ibibigay mo sa akin yung mga R squared nito. Di ba naalala mo, binigay natin yung mga R squared yan. Kinalculate natin isa-isa. Para ang mangyari, kung sino yung pinaka-straight line, siya ang i-obey ng example na to. Okay? So, ayun. After po niyan, tapos na po yung reaction orders.
Opo.
So, I think we can...
Yes.
Kaya mo?
Wala na.
Wala na yon. Yun yung last. Kasi ang specific lang naman tayo na reaction orders lang ang nilagay ko doon na na topic eh.
Okay. Are you ready?
Kaya mo na to?
Yes. Stop recording.
Basta make sure, yung digital pad nyo naman po